Hi everyone. First impressions for Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. And I mentioned this a couple of times in the playthrough, but if you know someone who loves Harry Potter and maybe doesn't really play, the modern board games, hasn't played a deck builder, for example, before, then this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect for them. The first game out of the box is completely bare bones of the rules. It's your characters don't have abilities. You are just basically playing some basic cards. There's still quite a few cards in the Hogwarts deck, but more were added in boxes 2 and 3. So the Hogwarts doesn't have that many cards to get used to. There are not that many villains to, see that many abilities. There are fewer cards in the Dark Arts deck, so that's going to have less varied things. It reduces the things that you need to learn and get used to in the game. It's a really amazing starting point, and bit by bit the boxes it's so gradual. It's the same thing as Mechs versus Minions, and there's another game that I can't think of, I'm sure, that does it, where the game itself as it starts out fairly simple, and it's going to introduce more and more things as you go through and play more of the games. So for beginners, that this is such a perfect gateway game because of that. The thing itself is teaching you how to play it by playing it, and at the same time you're playing through the years of the Harry Potter stories. So if you are not new to deck builders and you may be quite familiar, the book does recommend to start with Game 3, and I definitely would. I wanted to start from Game 1, thinking, I want to play through the films. I want to play through, the stories of Harry Potter. And it does a good job of trying to do that, but you're not really doing that. And the game is so very, very, very simple if you are familiar with these games. It's the two currency system of a deck builder that, I know from Legendary. Where certain cards are going to give you damage, certain cards are going to give you money, and you're trying to build your deck around a certain thing. The abilities as you get them do kind of guide you a little bit, although not really. Hermione wants more spells so she can activate her ability more often. Harry wants things to remove the dark marks from the locations. But you can pretty much go your own way and just get the cards that are fun to you. I really like, as I tried to do in the playthrough, more than trying to find the perfect thing for the situation I'm in at the moment. I like just buying the cards that the characters would have had. Sirius Black and the Nimbus 2001 would go with Harry, and I just like playing like that because I really like the books and the films. The main strength of the game is the Harry Potter license, and you're not only getting the recognition and the familiarity of, oh, it's Sirius Black, oh, it's Dumbledore, I can get the Nimbus 2001 in my deck, and it's really nice when all of that comes out. But it adds a really fun thing to your turn as well, of when you can just kind of replay these little mini things of slamming down Wingardium Leviosa and saying out the spells, or when the Dark Arts comes out and it's Obliviate. There's that fun thing to it as well. So things on the other hand, they're not really big issues for me actually at the moment. So we've played up to, I think we are on game 6. I can't remember if we've done game 6 or we're about to start game 6. So the game is still very easy. And that's completely fine for what this is. As I said, this is such a perfect game for gateway, and then it turns itself into, a bit more than a gateway game. But the game itself is still very, very easy. And we haven't even got, since maybe our first game, maybe we got past the first location, and then you start to worry, because if all the locations get all the control tokens on them, you lose the game. So there is, the worry of that, but in our last maybe 3 or more games, we've never gotten past the first card, especially with, there are so many cards to remove the things, and then you're desperate to do that as well for Harry's extra damage. Yeah, we've never even got past the first card, and that's a real shame, because as soon as you've gone past the first card, and this is just in game 3, you get to see all the other locations as well. So you get to see Hogsmeade and the Shrieking Shack, but also, as soon as you have made it to location 2, there's no going back to location 1. and you're going to have to draw 2 dark art events at the start of every single turn, and that's going to really increase the difficulty. So there was a thing that I had forgotten, and I just kind of noticed when I was flicking through the rulebook to make sure I was getting things right. It does recommend, if you're finding the game too easy, start the game with 1 or 2 markers on the location at the very start of the game. And I think we're going to do that because it's not boring playing it, but it is kind of, we are just going to keep doing this until we win the game. We're quite confident in our, inevitable win of the game, which you should never be in a game. One little complaint, and it's not a very big deal, is the thing that I mentioned where, Quirrell is going to come out every game. You go through this entire villain deck, and that is something I should mention about the second game in particular. In the first and second game, you only have 1 villain space active, so only 1 villain's out at a time, and the villain deck gets made bigger every game. So in the first few games, all that's changing is the game is getting longer. There's a few more cards getting added, but the game is generally just getting longer. And the villain deck is just going to get bigger and bigger as the game goes. Eventually, though, I'm not sure if we've gotten to that yet. I think we've just gotten to it, where these 3 spaces are going to get unlocked and 3 villains are out at the same time, and that's going to change the game up a bit more. So my point getting back to it is a bit of a shame that you're going to see Quirrell every game. And certain characters that, never did come back. Certain ones, like the Malfoys or Crabbe and Goyle and things, that's perfect. They were antagonists throughout the whole thing. But seeing Quirrell, where, spoilers, I'm not sure if spoilers still count for the first Harry Potter, but Quirrell doesn't come back. And so it's a bit strange seeing some of these characters pop up again. I did see, I can't remember what card it was, but someone has made a card for a more, not generic, but a more recurring villain that you can print out yourself. And I think, I would imagine it just does the same as this. It's on Board Game Geek, and you could print that out and use that instead of Quirrell. So overall, I've really, really enjoyed my 5 or 6 games with this so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what more gets added, because there have been some interesting things as well. Some of those boxes were bigger than others. You saw it when I showed you the box at the beginning of the playthrough. Some of those boxes have got more than just some cards in there. But yeah, really enjoyed my time with it so far. If you are looking for a really, really challenging, intricate deck builder, this isn't it. This is, it's, as I've said, it's quite easy, although we haven't tried the variant where you can make it a bit harder at the start. We're definitely going to try that with the next game. It's definitely not there to, really, really put you through your paces. You're more having fun playing through, just a standard legendary style deck builder. I don't mean to say legendary style, the 2 currency thing. But yeah, you're just having fun playing through the Harry Potter universe, buying all these cards, the nice feeling of, oh, Dumbledore's come out, oh, it's Sirius Black. The recognition of seeing all these things come out, and then you can have them in your deck, and it's really nice. And so I've really enjoyed it as, a fan of Harry Potter and everything, and a fan of deck builders in general. I just like deck builders. It's not doing anything, ridiculously new, but it's just fun to play through. And as I said at the start, if you know someone who would be open to playing games, if a Harry Potter fan that has not played a deck builder, this is perfect for. This is what it's made for. It's, you can start from game 1 and just be introduced right from the start with the most basic rules, playing through a game really easily, and by the end of it, they will be able to play a deck builder, because, it'll introduce all of the elements that they'll find in other games that they might like as well. And I think that's where its strongest point is. I'm really, I think it's a really good thing for that. One other thing I wanted to mention was, I was hoping to, because this is hard to get outside of America anyway. I think, if I remember rightly, there was licensing issues, but I can't remember what post that was, so I couldn't find it when I had a quick look back. But I was hoping to, I found a copy on eBay, and I was hoping that, I thought maybe the game's not even going to come. I'll just buy it and hope. It came. And I was hoping to, in this video say, well, you can go and get it on eBay if you live in England. But no, it's all gone. So you can still get it from America. It's a little more expensive. But, how much do you like Harry Potter and how much do you want to play the game? You can get it from, Amazon.com. Other websites are available. But you can order it in from America if you are in the UK. Hopefully, some will pop up on eBay, so keep an eye out for it. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. I was hoping to come in with a scoop of, you can get it here, but no, they've all vanished. So that was Harry Potter. If you like Harry Potter, you will love Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.